So you might have just been out and bought yourself a new Japanese maple from the garden centre. You've brought it home and you immediately feel you need to repot it into a nice fancy pot to show off the tree. What you need to remember is this tree was probably only just repotted prior to going on sale, a matter of weeks ago or even a couple of months ago. So the last thing you want to be doing this year is repotting that tree, because it's going to cause a lot of stress on the tree itself, and also you're disturbing the root ball and the roots of the Japanese maple, which is going to cause it further stress. So what you need to do is either leave it in its original pot for a year or two, even 3 years, depending on how fast you think the tree's grown. What you can do, because that pot's going to probably get blown around a little bit, you can get a larger pot. It doesn't have to be this large, it can just be the next size, the next 2 sizes up. As you can see, this outer pot's quite large compared to the inner pot. So you just literally place your pot inside a pot and fill it with gravel. Now this one I kept the tree pot half an inch lower, going to be an inch or half an inch lower than the level of this pot, so you're not seeing this pot raised, which can look a bit silly. So you've got a little bit of a slant there, so from a distance you can't see this pot, the top of this pot, sorry. Okay, so you just get you place your tree in this pot and you gauge how much gravel underneath you're going to have to put in to get the height of this level. It's quite easy, you just do it a bit at a time until you get the base level of gravel inside, where this pot is just below this outer pot. Once that's in the middle, get your pot nicely in the middle, you just fill the rest with gravel in there, just so, fill it up, say a couple of inches, and move your inner pot. If it's still wobbling, you want a little bit more gravel inside here. You just want this to be firm, that it's not going to move about in the outer pot by the wind. Okay, you don't want it too high, because what you might get then is what I did. I filled the gravel up to about this level, but when it was windy there's no movement there now, but I felt it was too much pressure on the tree because it was absolutely solid. Okay, so just get a level where your pot's not moving, and that should do you. This tree's been in here over a year now and it's quite happy in there. That doesn't move at all, and basically that's it. It doesn't get blown over by the wind. The tree's grown quite happy in there. Some point of this year I will take this gravel out, pull the tree out, and possibly need repotting at the end of the year, if not early spring next year. But I will check underneath the pot for any root growth that might have come through the pot later on in the year when the tree's dropped its leaves, and decide if the tree needs repotting then, or wait until spring. And that's about all you have to do really. There's a little bit bark in there which was over the winter just to help protect against the frost. You can leave that in over the summer to keep the moisture in. The pot itself over the winter the outer pot was fully wrapped in bubble wrap, three times, so about 3 layers of bubble wrap with a bit of string, so your pot was insulated. And that's about it really. So your pot, instead of being repotted in a new fancy pot where your tree's going to definitely suffer from stress in the coming weeks, if not coming months, where you'll find a lot of dieback or problems. If you're lucky it'll be fine, but a lot of the times you will get problems. So this is the best way and easiest way to put your new tree in a decorative pot without stressing a tree. And if you really want to put your tree in the fancy pot itself, give it at least a year, 2 years, and then repot it that way. So that's about everything covered on that aspect of care for your new Japanese maple. Bye for now.